What's up, everyone? This is the Next Take podcast with Mikel and
Tanyka.
when we have conversations on different topics. So, this is another bonus episode on the Next Take podcast. Yeah.
The topics.
So what do we? Yeah, the topics. What are we talking about?
So we're going to be talking about some store closures for the Body Shop. We're going to be talking about the differences between almond milk and oat milk. What is the best kind of milk? And we're also going to be talking about Netflix raising their prices.
All right. Looking forward to it. So let's go.
The Body Shop in Canada will close nearly a third of its stores and also end their online sales as it seeks predator protection. The Canadian subsidiary of the UK beauty and cosmetics shop announced this. Well, by the time this comes out, just a couple of months ago. A court filing showed the company owes more than $3.3 million to unsecured creditors and about $16,400 to secured creditors. The company did not say how many workers could potentially lose their jobs as a result of these closures. And the closures are I'm going to go more in depth as to where the closures are happening at the end, but some of the closures could be happening in Toronto, Ottawa, Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatoon, and St. John. The company said in a press release it hopes Ontario court proceedings will give it, quote, breathing room while it evaluates its strategic alternatives and engages its restructuring. As part of that restructuring, the company will no longer accept gift cards or sell new gift cards or provide refunds, and will consider all new and previous purchases final. And this was said by Beauty Shop North America President Jordan Sorelli in a memo sent to Canadian staff on Friday and obtained by the Canadian press. So, if you've bought anything from the Body Shop recently, it's yours forever.
So yeah, it's final sale. So you can't like return it after like basically they're rebranded. So
if they're even rebranding, they might not necessarily be rebranding. You know, they said restructuring, quote unquote. I don't think that's happening. Personally, really? I think they're done. I think they're closing down.
So they're closing you think they're just
they're closing down a third of their stores. That's huge. But like I'll kind of put in my theories in at the end a little bit about the Body Shop, but even the thing that's confusing to me though is gift card is basically cash. Someone have paid for that gift card with cash or whatever. Why aren't they not honoring gift cards? Because they've gotten that money either way. So that's the part that's confusing to me. But nonetheless, the move comes after the Body Shop International was acquired by a private equity firm and put into administration last month, allowing it to restructure or wind down without paying off its debts. So at that time, the company told CBC News that its Canadian stores would not be impacted by the change. Well, that's clearly not true. CBC News has reached out to a spokesperson for more information because clearly that's not how it's going. So in terms of the closure of the online store, while the writing was on the wall for the company's Canadian stores after the UK branch filed for administration, the closure of its online store comes as a bit of a surprise. And this is said by Craig Patterson, who is the founder and publisher of Retail Insider. He says, Oh, it does not honestly very much surprise me that this type of move would be made in a Canadian market. And consumers who no longer have access to a brick and mortar store, but who may still want to shop on the Body Shop, would have done so online, right? That's what you would do. He noted that some of the company's competitors, such as the popular UK retailer Lush Cosmetics, have an online presence in Canada. Lush also operates brick and mortar stores across the country as well. He goes on to say, quote, just not having that web presence, I think, is going to be detrimental to the company in Canada. And I agree. Right. Oh, a lot of people these days rely on online shopping.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Because of one online store called Amazon. Ever since Amazon came into the picture, it's been like taking over like crazy. So a lot of retailers are looking to cut a lot of their retail stores or trim it down a little bit to save money.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're also getting rid of their online store is interesting. And I have a little bit of a theory, which I'm going to leave at the end, but yeah.
That's interesting, because I thought they were just rebranding the whole entire thing and then calling
But if they were rebranding, right?
Yeah.
Why would they be closing down the stores and the online store?
That makes no sense. So
exactly.
why did this new owner came into the picture and bought the whole entire company? Okay.
Well, they bought the company, but also the company had debts. So now they're getting the opportunity to, I guess, sell without having to necessarily pay off the debts.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Right.
So the company, if you want a little background on the company, was founded in 1976, took on an environmentally friendly ethos to distinguish itself in the cosmetics retail world, touting its cruelty-free approach to testing. Leanne Fawty, who is an associate professor at the Gordon S. Lang School of Business and Economics at the University of Guelph, says that over the years it became harder for the Body Shop to, differentiate itself, change itself up in the market as more competitors started offering ethical and sustainable alternatives. The ethical beauty and skincare market, they've really seen significant increase in brands that promote similar values, as was said by Fawty in an interview with CBC News. And they go on to say, quote, so what was once a unique selling proposition for the Body Shop is now a common claim among many brands. So,
okay.
So if you're curious, if you're still a person who shops at the Body Shop, because we used to, we don't anymore. A list of stores that are closing. So the Body Shop Canada's 105 stores across the country are still open for business. The Body Shop US has also ceased operations according to the release. The 33 locations that are closing will immediately start liquidation sales. So that includes in Ontario, Bayview Village, which is in Toronto, Rideau Center, which is in Ottawa, Carlingwood Mall is in Ottawa as well, Cartiquis Town Center is in Kingston, Linden Park Mall in Brantford, Stone Road Mall in Guelph, Dufferin Mall in Toronto, the shops at Don Mills in Toronto, Fairview Park Mall in Kitchener, Timmins Square in Timmins, Queen Street East in Toronto, Toronto Pearson Terminal 1, obviously in Toronto, Lambton Mall in Sarnia, Place de Lorraine in Ottawa, and Lansdowne Place in Peterborough. In Alberta, Sunridge Mall in Calgary, Londonderry Mall in Edmonton, Lloyd Mall in Lloydminster, Medicine Hat Mall in Medicine Hat, Park Place in Lethbridge, Saskatchewan, Cornwall Centre in Regina, Lawson Heights in Saskatoon, the Centre in Saskatoon, and Midtown Plaza, also in Saskatoon. British Columbia. These ones are going to be rough for me, guys, so stick with me. Semiahmoo, I believe so you say, in White Rock. Hillside Shopping Centre in Victoria, and Village Green in Vernon. In New Brunswick. McAllister Place in St. John. Champlain Place in the P, I think is how you say it. In Nova Scotia. Mayflower Mall in Sydney, and Truro Mall in Truro. In Manitoba, it's only one, Shoppers Mall in Brandon. And Newfoundland and Labrador, also only one, Corner Brook Plaza in Corner Brook. So those are the stores that are closing. Most of them are in Ontario. My theory is like, yes, definitely the cosmetic industry has changed a lot over the years. But here's the other thing too. I think a lot of people nowadays also have sensitivity to smell. And I think that has kind of evolved over time, over years. And I think that's also another thing in places like the Body Shop or places like Bath and Body Works, same thing, is they're heavy with their smells. And in my home, like, that's something I can't have that in my home. My mom literally is allergic to it. And even me, over time, I've grown sensitive to stronger smells. But also just with Body Shop in general, I've used their products in, like, when my mom would buy Body Shop products that have irritated my skin.
Oh.
So, yeah, like, we never knew what the issue was until I stopped using that one particular body wash. That smelled really good, but it irritated my skin. And Body Shop, the place that we kind of stopped going at that point, because there was one in, I think it's still there, Pickering. I don't know if she was still there, Pickering Town Center.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
Still there, yeah.
Yeah, and it's been there for many, many years. So, you know, we kind of stopped shopping there. So.
Well, I never shopped at a Bath and Body.
Well, Bath or Body or this Body Shop is different, but it's literally the same idea anyways. It's a little different, but same idea. And literally they're like right by each other in the Pickering Town Center.
Right.
But I mean, I don't think it's kind of a place where you necessarily will shop anyways. But yeah, we haven't shopped at I mean, personally, I never shopped at a Body Shop myself. It's still a little more expensive when you're in your early 20s. But I mean, we haven't been inside a Body Shop since I would say I was about 10, 11. Because we just,
Okay. Yeah. I never shopped there. So, like, basically, it's I usually get my things at a Loblaws. You know, I go straight to like the shampoo or the what do you call it? I wouldn't say the cosmetics section. It's basically the what's it called? Is it called the bath section when you go to the?
It's like toiletry, basically. It's toiletry. Like toiletries, but then pretty much.
Okay, so I just never look at the sign. It's either I see like, you know, bath, soap, and etc. than the this aisle. But that's the only time I'll get something like from like that's relative, like, you know, bath products like soap.
Well, that's what I do too. I only use Aveeno, or if I have like my hair, I use can't remember what the brand is now, but um, more like organics. I think it's like the OGX, I think. And that's what I use. But honestly, like,
Yep.
I'm not gonna, I mean, do what you want to do. But honestly, using those types of products, especially Bath and Body Works products, as your main thing for cleansing yourself, it's not good for you. It is not good for you. Like, I'm not gonna name names on here, but I know of someone's family member who uses Bath and Body Works products as their main source of bathing themselves or whatever. And that person, my friend, literally says, doesn't work. We'll say that. It's not good for you and it's not real. You're better off just going and using like an Aveeno or a Dove or whatever.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. You're right. And it also sucks to see employees losing their job as well.
That's
after
the big
seeing,
thing.
The source.
The thing is that they're not saying that people are losing their jobs, but clearly people are losing their jobs. There's no doubt about it. You're not closing down 33 stores and not having people lose their jobs in the interim. Or if they're going to be taken on in other locations, then, but they're still going to not get as much hours as they were getting before. So either way, people are being affected by these closures.
Yeah, exactly. Like the source. The source, when I went to the Picker Mall, and we already talked about this already, like the source was closing, and I was shocked that the Picker one just closed. I was like, what are the source in the Picker Mall go? And I was thinking that we talked about it. I was like, oh, it closed. I forgot. I was like, oh wow. Yeah. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like, that store has been there for like years exactly. and years and years. So
that's even the one like here in my area, which is I think the only one that I can think of is the one like where the Winners is in my area, right? In HX. Yeah. So there's one there. I don't even know if it's still there. I haven't even been there. That's the thing. Like, where do I go? Like, what if like I have like my earbuds that I got those, and like what if I need to buy new ones, or what Source is the place that I would go to. What do I do?
Well, Best Buy. Best Buy is another place you can go.
Yeah, I know, but I always feel like Best Buy is more expensive than Source, but
right. I think there's still the one in Oshawa, I believe.
There's one in Oshawa. Yeah. Like, I know you, because you work in Oshawa, but I have no reason. I mean, sure, maybe I can ask my boyfriend because he kind of lives in Oshawa area. Maybe sure I can ask him if I want me earbuds or something. But that seems ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't even know if like the ones that like there's, I believe, 2 in the Eaton Center, one on the Queen side and one on the Dundas side. One of those is going to be closed down. There's no way they're keeping both of them, if even keeping any of them.
Are they close by to each other, or just?
Well, no, because Queen and Dundas is a huge stretch. So the Eaton Center stretches between Queen and Dundas, and it's a huge stretch. So it's not near each other. Like, one is right by the Queen subway station, the other one's kind of near the Dundas station. So it might seem like it's not that close, but really and truly you can do the stretch in like a good 15-20 minutes, especially me with short legs. So yeah, it's not near each other, but like it's for the ease of it, right? That it's not abnormal to see stores be doubled in the Eaton Center,
right,
from one side to the next side. It's completely normal. But if with the Source and their changes, they might be getting rid of one or both. Who knows? I haven't been to the Source in the Eaton Center for maybe a couple of years now. See.
Yeah.
Or I won't see. Whatever.
Yeah.
I hate going to Bean Center. So
yeah. Well, sad. It's sad. Like, you know, that's the only thing. Cause I never, like I said, I never shop there. But it's gonna be sad for people who lose their jobs, and yeah, that's about it.
All right.
Yeah.
So the next topic.
Okay.
We're gonna kind of squash this maybe little debate that maybe people have or whatever about what is technically healthier for you. Is it almond milk or is it oat milk? So all of this information is coming to us from a dietitian who answers this question once and for all. So let's get into it. So the plant-based milk, or maybe some people call milk MYLK, section of the grocery store has become nearly as overloaded and confusing as the fragrance section at Sephora. I wouldn't know because I barely go into a Sephora, guys. I think I've only been in Sephora one time with my friend once, but there are a lot of great options. So you might find yourself wondering, almond milk or oat milk? I will say my preference, or maybe my journey into my preference at the end. But here we go. While there's a wide selection of nut, seed, and grain milk options, almond and oat milk are undoubtedly the two most popular versions of MYLK milk. Right. Whether you're ditching dairy milk to be more environmentally conscious or sidestepping an allergy, each of these two non-dairy choices offer its own unique combination of taste, nutrients, and richness. Now, picking one that's right for you, your meals and your drinks, is where things can get maybe a little more tricky. But let's break down the differences between almond and oat milk and why they're the standouts that they are, because, you know, so for this particular test that was done, they're looking at low-fat oat milk and almond milk in the original flavor, so not chocolate or vanilla, the original flavor. So oat milk, nutrition facts, which is it's an 8-ounce serving. So oat milk has 120 calories. It has 5 grams of total fat, 0.5 grams of saturated fat, 0 grams of trans fat, so that's great, 0 milligrams of cholesterol, perfect, 100 milligrams of sodium, not bad, 16 grams total of carbohydrates, also not bad, 2 grams of fiber, 7 grams of total sugar, which includes 7 grams of added sugar. So that's basically all of it. The 7 grams here, it's added sugar. 3 grams of protein, not bad. 20% of daily vitamin D requirement, which is not great. You should still probably supplement vitamin D on top of that. But anyway, 25% of daily calcium requirement, 2% of daily iron requirement. Not great, guys. Make sure you take your iron. 20% of daily vitamin A requirement, and 50% of daily vitamin B12 requirement. That's actually amazing. And here's why I say, for most people, the 2 things that we're most deficient in is B12, maybe iron, and the next big one is magnesium. So that's great.
Both of them are go ahead. Both of them are basically, you know, plant-based beverages, often featured in, like, you know, dairy-free drinks and desserts. So, go ahead.
So almond milk, same thing per 8-ounce serving, 30 calories versus 120, as I mentioned before. 3 grams of total fat, 0 grams of saturated fat. Oat milk had 2.5, I believe, grams of saturated fat. 0 grams of trans fat, 0 milligrams of cholesterol, 140 milligrams of sodium, so a little bit more than oat milk,
Right.
0 grams of fiber, not great because there is fiber in oat milk. 1 gram of total carbohydrates, so that's good. 0 grams of sugar. 1 gram of protein, so a little not great either, but oat milk wasn't much better either.
Right.
10% of daily vitamin D requirement, not great. 35% of daily calcium requirement. 2% of daily iron requirement. 15% of daily vitamin A requirement. 25% of daily vitamin E requirement. That's one that's not in oat milk. And 2% of daily magnesium requirement also was not in oat milk as well. So, the pros and cons of oat milk. Oat milk looks a lot more like cow's milk than any other plant milk. So if you want something that kind of replicates that for you, that might be the one to go for. It's opaque. While it's not quite bright white like cow's milk, it is close. And when you pour it over a bowl of cereal or into a cup of coffee, it also behaves like you would expect cow's milk to behave, lightening the color and adding body. The flavor of oat milk is neutral, pleasant, and creamy. It froths well as well if that's what you're into, which is why it's become popular at coffee shops. If you want, if you have a frother, oat milk is the one to kind of go for. So looking at the nutritional profile of oat milk, it's higher in calories than many other plant milks on the market, coming in between 45 and 140 calories per serving. At its most basic, oat milk can be made from just oats, water, and a little salt, with some brands tote on the front of their packaging. The quote-unquote extra creamy and barista varieties are higher in calories because they generally contain more oil to produce better frothing ability, which that makes sense. You might choose oat milk over almond or any other plant milks, because we do have others. We have not even just plant milks. We have like rice milk was an option at one point as well. I think people kind of were testing it at one point, but there are so many other versions for recipes where you're replacing cow's milk because it mimics it best. So like, for example, if, even in my home, like if we do baking or, whatever, we don't use cow's milk in my home. And we use, which I'm not going to say what type of milk we use in my home yet, but we use the milk that we use. And that's what you do, but you don't have to use oat milk. You can use any other kind of milk as well. But if you want it to look similar to cow's milk, then oat milk is for you. Oat milk may be also your best option if you have tree nut allergies as well. Obviously, because almond is a nut, oat might be better choice for you in that sense. So the pros and the cons of almond milk. Almond milk has been a key player in the non-dairy space since the late 90s. Its metric growth was due in part to its popularity with Seventh-day Adventists. I did not know that. Who follow mostly a plant-based diet. Not all of them. Y'all are married to Seventh-day Adventists. Not all of them. Anyways, most almond milks come in at around 30 calories, making it a top choice for consumers focused on low-calorie options. But there are some upscale almond milks on the market that contain a higher percentage of almonds, boosting both the calories, the protein, and also maybe the flavor. Nuts in general are low in carbohydrates, and almonds are no exception. That means that unless almonds are blended with a grain like oats, the carbohydrates will be very low, which is about maybe 1 to 3 grams per serving, making almond milk a smart choice for people with diabetes and other folks who follow more of a low-carb diet. So, is oat milk or almond milk better for weight loss? Well, if you're looking for the lowest calorie plant milk to blend into smoothies or top your morning cereal, almond milk is technically the winner here, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. According to Christy Lee who's an RDN, I think that's dietitian, Director of Health and Scientific Affairs at Danone North America, the maker of Silk almond milk and oat milk as well. Almond, which is quote, almond milk generally has the lowest calories per serving of all the plant-based milk alternatives, making it a great lower calorie choice. We find that many consumers use almond milk for everyday recipes like smoothies and in cereal, while they prefer oat milk in their coffee. So if you use plant milk several times a day in various ways, from your morning coffee, if that's what you choose to do, or you want a smoothie with it, or tea, whatever, using almond milk may help you trim your daily calorie intake, which could help maintain your weight. But there are also new options in the oat milk sector that contain less oil, are unsweetened, and nutritionally more in line with almond milk. So, make sure you just read the labels at the grocery store and you kind of will know kind of what you're dealing with. So to answer the question that we have on top of this section, is oat milk or almond milk healthier for you? Many people can't drink it due to its lactose content or because of a dairy allergy. Dairy milk is certainly rich in nutrients. Cow's milk contains calcium, vitamin D, which helps you absorb the calcium, vitamin A, and protein. Plant milks on their own do not contain much of these nutrients. Yeah, we all kind of know this. So many brands choose to fortify their products to provide similar benefits to cow's milk. Most almond milks are fortified with calcium, vitamin D, and vitamin A. Some brands of oat milk also fortify their drinks with vitamin B12 because it's a nutrient that is hard for vegans to get enough in their diets. Also, everybody, as long as it's vegan free, which most vitamins these days kind of are, or vegan, or yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. You can take a B12. I take a B12 under my tongue. It's natural factors. Done. You got your B12 in. In terms of which plant milk has the most health benefits, it really just depends on what's more important to you. Both almond and oat milk start with a base that's created by soaking the main ingredient in water, then blending and straining it. This produces a fairly thin base for almond milk, which it creates a thicker and naturally sweeter mixture of oat milk. This is why some almond milks contain the ingredient gellan gum, which I've seen this before, to help thicken it and improve its mouthfeel. Almonds are naturally rich in vitamin E, with one serving of the tree nut providing 50% of the daily value for the vitamin. Vitamin E is an important antioxidant vitamin that helps protect the skin from UV damage and may even help reduce wrinkles. Amen to that. So if you're looking for some beauty perks, stock your fridge with almond milk, which offers 25% of your requirement in 1 8-ounce serving. You can also take a vitamin E if that's what you want to do. It's also an option. But if you're looking to pump up the protein and fiber in your meals to maintain a healthy weight and feel satisfied, oat milk may be the milk alternative to add to your cart, as it contains more of each of my macronutrient. Whichever milk you decide though to start your day with, or just know that either way you go, you're good. So my journey into going kind of non-dairy and the milk that I use and my family to this day uses, cow's milk was something that was a part of part of my life up until the age of 9. I was a child who developed very fast. I went through puberty at a young age, and switching from cow's milk, because cow's milk has hormones in it, switching from cow's milk to a non-dairy product was something that was suggested in order to slow down my process into puberty.
Right.
Didn't help, spoiler alert, but nonetheless, at the age of 9, I started off using soy milk. And soy milk isn't good for anybody, or soy in
Yeah.
general isn't good
Yeah.
for any gender, male or female.
Yeah. Yeah. You told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, but we started with that. And I didn't quite like the soy milk. It always had like these chunky pieces in it. I didn't like it. And then we went to, where did we go to after that? Because I didn't start out, I didn't go to that next, but it's been something else we used. Maybe it was rice milk, and I didn't really like rice milk. My brother used rice milk at one point, and like whatever. And then I found almond milk, and I have not looked back since.
Which brand though? Which
I use Silk.
Silk.
I use Silk. Yeah.
You know, I used to use Silk. Now I use a different one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I use Silk almond milk. I use the vanilla sweetened. I don't like the unsweetened one, and that's what I use. But that for me is my choice. That we've used almond milk in our baking. I've used almond milk for my teas. I've used almond milk for hot chocolate. We use almond milk for everything. Sometimes we might bring in like a cream or something because we want to add cream to our hot chocolate or whatever. And obviously that's cow. Even though you can get creamers like that now, it's just so expensive. But even me going to a second cup now, and it kind of just hit me one day going to a second cup with my friend, and I'm like, why don't I get this in almond milk? And that's exactly what I did, and I'm like, this is so much better than cow's milk. So yeah, like that's what I use. I've heard mixed reviews on oat milk in terms of the taste. But
it's good. The chocolate version is good.
Is it?
Really good in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's gonna be hard for me to switch from almond because I've been using almonds probably since high school. So it would be kind of hard for me to switch from almond. But yeah, maybe one day I can give it a try.
Yeah. So my experiences of using almond and oat milk. Basically, when I first started, when I was young, I just drank original, like, milk and chocolate milk from from the bags, those like,
oh, the bags, bags. You have to cut the corner off of. Yeah.
And until the later on in my kid kid years. So like around 9, possibly 10, I found out that I'm lactose intolerant. So I was looking for alternatives, probably at like the 2%, the 1%,
But those are still milk though.
Yeah, I know. So so, and then in my teenage years I possibly looked for something else. So teenager to adult years, I drank soy milk. And then you told me that I think you told me that soy milk's not good for you, so I was looking for
especially for men.
So I was looking for
it can affect your reproductive system.
So I was looking for alternatives, so that's where I went to silk milk. So silk milk, and then I went to L'Oreal. Is it L'Oreal or is it that like orange and black box? I can't remember. I was drinking.
Like the top like almond milk brand is like Silk, and there's another one.
That
can't remember the other one.
Yeah. And then I think it's either L'Oreal or something else. I can't remember what it was called. I started drinking that for a bit, and then I went to Earth Own. So Earth Own, I'm sticking with. So like I've been sticking with towards the end of my 20s, and now, and they have different flavors such as like almond, and then almond unsweet and sweetened, and then oat milk too. So like the chocolate version, I always get the chocolate version. So good, so good. Like I can drink a box within a day. Like, oh god. Like, as soon as those get really expensive, like it's like $4.99. I have to wait till it gets on sale. Usually
Everything's
food,
expensive these days, though.
yeah. Food Basics always has them on sale, like for like $2.99. Sometimes Farm Boy has it on sale, and then Metro grocery store has it on sales at times. So like, yeah,
I mean, Metro's a high-end grocery store, and I don't know much about Farm Boy.
I get
is
like
Farm Boy kind of expensive too?
Yeah, it is. It is expensive. Like it's like $5.99 right now. That's the original price for the Earth Own stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, when I see it on sale, I buy like six boxes at most. Yeah, it's very good.
I mean, my mom just bought me almond milk for I think the last couple times she's gotten almond milk have been like 2 or 5 at like Healthy Planet. So that's what she's been doing. But yeah, like it's not cheap. And that's the problem too, like with trying to be healthy, because honestly you wouldn't even think of it. Most of us, if not necessarily, I wouldn't say lactose intolerant, but are lactose sensitive at the very least. And one of the major things that everyone is usually always told, like my naturopath would tell me from day one, gluten-free, dairy-free.
Right.
And it's a little difficult for me to be dairy-free. Even right now with, again, recording this early, but even right now with me dealing with my gallstone situation right now, one of the things I can't even go near is dairy. And it's like, I just want to have some Havarti. Is that a problem? Yes, it could be a problem for me. So it's even like that, like it might be difficult, but at least if you're eliminating dairy to some extent in your diet, and if that is the milk that you're consuming, by all means, because I think a lot of, and again, I think that's something we were all kind of told in like the 90s, even maybe the early 2000s, that milk is so important because it has calcium and has all of these other things. But now you have these great non-dairy options that are fortified, but also you can get all of these nutrients that you need, these vitamins, these minerals that you need by going to a Healthy Planet or a health food store near you, not necessarily Healthy Planet, and you can pick up these vitamins that you need. So you don't need to have cow's milk in order to get those nutrients, because not only are you getting those nutrients, but in a situation like mine as a child, you're also pumping hormones into yourself as well that you don't need to include into your body. So it's just, I don't even like the taste of cow's milk. I never did. I never did as a child, and so
I never tried cow's milk either. So like,
I was the child that my mom would actually give me cow's milk in this little sippy cup that I had that had these 2 little handles and had bunnies on them. The detail that I just remembered, but here I am, and I would literally sit in our kitchen drinking milk and warm milk. And that's, I'm also very weird, guys. I warm my milk, do not judge me, but like that's what I would do, because that's what you were told you were supposed to do, especially in the 80s, 90s. That's what you were told to do. But as I got older, and when I hit like 9, like I said, that's when the switch happened, and I wasn't using cow's milk for drinking or in my cereal or anything. It was soy milk, and then eventually to almond milk. So,
Yeah. Well, I found the company that I was drinking, I think in my mid-20s. It's not Latrell, it's Natural.
Oh,
It's
natural. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, orange, the orange black box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They had the
They have
chocolate
different
milk and
colors to their boxes depending on
oh
what you're
yeah,
getting. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They
The
had their
trials were good. The trials
yeah.
good.
Oh,
Even the
it
cow's
was
milk.
really good, but it's expensive.
It
It's
is expensive.
really
It is
expensive,
expensive.
and it a lot of stores discontinued the chocolate version of it, the chocolate milk version. I was like, that's why I went to Earth Own, and ever since then I did not stop. Did not stop. Keep going, Earth Own, please, with their chocolate milk because it's very good. Yeah.
Right. Well, we've talked a lot about non-dairy milk at this point.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our final topic. Netflix is expected to hike the prices on their streaming plans this year in 2024. A move that should accelerate its revenue and earnings growth. Great for fucking them as it continues to take a bigger bite out of overall TV viewing, according to analysts at UBS Securities. They say, quote, "We expect to see rate increases this year." As I've said, and this was by the UBS analyst led by John Hodulik, whatever. He wrote this in February. 27 research note, I think, is whatever this is, but that along with a ramp up in revenue from its ad supported tier, which I didn't know Netflix had an ad supported tier. I guess I paid too much that I didn't know that was even an option.
They do.
Okay.
I think it's I don't know. US is $5.99. I think Canada is $6.99. And I might be wrong.
Oh yeah, I paid
increased a little bit.
I paid like $30 a month, so I know.
Yeah.
Between that and my boyfriend having his profile, it's like $30 a month I pay. So I had no clue. So yeah, so the ad-supported tiers and healthy subscriber gains should push the company's total revenue growth in 2024 to 15% per the analyst estimates, compared with the 7% growth in 2023. So last October, I guess this would have been 2023, Netflix increased the price of the basic plan from $9.99 to $11.99 per month in the US, and also hiked prices of the tier in the UK and France. Netflix hasn't announced its plans to hike subscription prices in 2024, but execs have said rate increases are on the table. On the company's Q4 2023 earnings call, Netflix co-CEO Greg Peters noted that last year the streamer had, quote, largely put price increases on hold while it was rolling out the paid sharing program. Quote, because we saw that as a form of substitute price increase, now that we're through that, we're able to resume our sort of standard approach toward price increases. Price increases, you've seen us do that in the US, obviously, in UK and France. Those changes went well better than we forecasted. Don't see how that freaking went well, but anyways, Peters continued, quote, we will continue to monitor other countries and try and assess when we've delivered enough additional entertainment value to ask customers to pay a bit more to keep that positive flywheel going, and we can invest in more great films, series, and games for those members. So, the summary statement might be back to business as usual. This is what he said.
Yeah.
Honestly, get rid of the goddamn games and keep the prices as they are. No one asked for the games.
It's more than you think it is. It's not just the games.
I'm just saying. It's the games and series and that. So get rid of the games then. No one asked for those things. I don't pay those games.
It's more. Before that, they were still increasing prices. I think it's the production, the original content. Those are getting expensive, and now they're starting to look at. I don't know if that's in the article. They're starting to look at live TV, like
okay.
so
All right.
live events such as boxing. Go ahead.
Hmm. I'm sorry, but when I hear Netflix and live anything, I want to puke because as anyone who is Love Is Blind fans, you know they tried to do a live tell-all or a live reunion. This would have been, I believe, for season 4. And how horribly that went, because we think, okay, well, I think it was a comedian. Which comedian? The Dave Chappelle. There was a comedian who did a live thing, and it went really well. Right before this particular reunion, and they figured, oh, well, that went well. We should do the same thing. Not realizing that Love Is Blind fans are serious and literally crashed Netflix. Yeah. I understand if you want to try and do these live streaming events. But maybe if it's at a lower scale, it can work. There's but I don't think it's going to work. No, there's more. I'm had to tell you that it will increase more in price by next year again in 2025. So Mike Tyson is coming back to face YouTuber Jake Paul. If you don't know who Jake Paul is, I know who that dum is. Yeah, keep going. Yeah. So basically, that event's happening. Mike Tyson's gonna kill him. We've seen Mike Tyson bite people's ears off before. He's gonna kill him. Oh my god! At 57, I seen his his. Oh, he's still gonna kill him. Oh yeah, yeah. Mike Tyson doesn't. Mike Tyson is controversial, honestly. He had bitten someone's ear off. I don't know. Yeah. If this poor little white boy can take on Mike Tyson, probably not. I mean, Jake Paul can handle his own. To be honest with you, if that's what you're saying. Have you seen Mike Tyson? Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Mike Tyson is a different beast. Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. He is a trained boxer. He's been through a lot. You understand? You understand that? Yeah. Some of that he's put on himself. Mind you. Yes. So, do you remember the interview back in CB24? No. Oh yeah. I don't. I don't know if I want to watch that. I can't listen to Mike Tyson for very long before I say, ugh. Honestly. Yeah. I mean, him being in like the Hangover movies was I think the interview was a horrible person for mentioning his past. So, in what sense though? Were they talking about the DV situation, or like what were they talking about? That and he has the R allegation. Oh. Yeah. So there's that too. He has. Got it. Yeah, he has a past. So he's disgusting. Yeah. Again, someone like Mike Tyson who had like people on his side, they should be streamlining the questions that are being asked. Yeah. So if they didn't streamline the questions being asked, well, it's a free for all. Of course, we're going to ask you about the fact that you DV'd your wife, who is gorgeous, and I don't know how you landed her, but anyways. Yeah. And then there's that. Like, come on, ew. Oh. Yeah. Ben, please do better. Yeah, he has a bad past, and you know he's changed since then. You know, like he's changed so much. But yeah. I'm still gonna give you the same energy though, because it's like for me personally as a woman, for a man to ever get to that point, to R somebody or DV somebody, that's in you, that's ingrained in you. I'm sorry. And maybe we can, chalk it up to maybe he has a brain injury, which chances are as boxers they tend to get brain injuries, but it's just then get the help that you need. Yeah, I did think he has gotten help over years and etc. That's great. He rebranded, he changed and everything. And people like him. Like I had to give him. I'll give him like a second chance because he hasn't Well, yeah, a lot of the issues hasn't been of late. Yeah, like if you're a continue. If you're like a Chris Brown. Then, if you continue. But like other than say it again? No, I was going right there. Go ahead. Oh, okay.
other than, you know, that event that's happening, coming in 2025, WWE is coming to Netflix on a 10-year contract, and it's in the billions.
Oh, come on, no.
So WWE will be live every single Monday coming 2025. So boom, there goes those prices, guys.
And I don't care about WWE. I really want to see WWE on my TV when it comes on a Friday fucking night. Like, I don't care.
I mean, like, you know,
I think the Rock's
back, you know.
And I love Dwayne Johnson. Don't get me wrong. I will watch that man beat up anybody, honestly, because I love him. Yeah. You know, you put John Cena on my screen, even if he's naked at the Oscars, I'm going to enjoy that, because I love John Cena too. I mean, it's not. I mean, I like my man with a little muscle, but that's too much muscle for me.
Yeah. But he's like 2 to 3 years from retire, and he doesn't want to wrestle at 50 anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There are some hot wrestlers. Don't get me wrong, but I really don't want to watch it because I feel like my brain cells are dying. So, but that's the thing is, like, if that is what's going to be offered to people in 2025. But then maybe include that on a separate thing that people have to pay extra for. I, as a person who doesn't give a shit about WWE, shouldn't have to pay for those people so they can have WWE. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't care. And there are people that do. I get it. But I personally don't care about WWE. I don't want to see it. I don't care if there's a celebrity. I don't care if Snooki's gonna go on there and become a wrestler for a day. I don't care. I don't care for my 90 Day Fiance fans if Pow is gonna go up there and get her face beaten up. I don't care.
Well, it's coming. It's coming. Literally, you like it or not.
Listen, if you're gonna hit me with WWE, you better give me at least 2 or 3 more seasons of you, and I'll be happy.
I think that ended.
Shut up. Take that back. Take that. No.
Season 1, part 1, and season 2, part season 4, part 2.
No.
Okay.
I'm no. If you're not giving me Penn Bagley being all weird and shit with women, I don't know if I want to stick around. I of course I will, but I just listen. I don't have debt to me anymore because obviously has MS, and I get it. My dad has MS, so she can't work anymore. You're taking that away from me, though. Come on now, and now you're gonna take away you from me. Come on, and you took the crown away from me. I'm gonna be upset. I'm mad now. I'm mad. You better bring me back, you. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Because I love that show so much. But anyway.
Yeah, well, not just the WWE Raw is coming back. Yeah, they're looking to like, you know, possibly more sports onto the platform as well. So if they're looking into that, they're probably looking for like, you know, live sports. Don't know when the other sports are coming to the platform, but you got shows such as, like, you know, One Piece season 2 coming, which that's going to be really expensive to, like, you know, to make. So that's probably going to be increasing prices already. And then you got Avatar: The Last Airbender. They're looking to make a season 2 of that one too. So like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but there are also shows that they're getting rid of.
Yeah, to cut costs. Yep.
Yeah, but then you're cutting costs there, but yeah, you're also increasing subscriptions. So why should you be cutting costs in one place? And apparently they're cutting shows that are very popular for the most part. It's not like a Riverdale situation where that's just died out, or it's not like there's another show that I watched that ended that just died out, but I can't remember what show it was. But it's not like Riverdale where that's the end of the road. And it's not like that. They're cutting shows that are popular that people are actually watching, and they cut costs. So if you're doing that, then, you know, there's shows where they only have shorts, you know, series, whether it's 1 or 2. There was one particular show that I watched that took me a very long time to watch, that I really liked. Can't remember the name of the show right now either, but I really liked it. It's very sexual, guys, but I really liked it. And that was only 2 seasons, and the second season was very short.
Right.
And they tried their best to make it look like it wasn't being filmed in Toronto, but we all know better it was. And because there's no train. But anyways, it was a really good show. But clearly, like, you're cutting costs somewhere. So why do you need to increase our, like, again, $30 I am paying. Now maybe I need to tell my boyfriend to pay more. So he's at least paying for his part. But even if he's paying for his part, I'm still paying almost $20 a month.
Right.
What more do you need to take from me? So
I mean, like, original content is expensive. And, you know, getting a lot of these shows licensed to their platform is probably expensive too.
I get it, but
am I wrong?
Again, even The Crown, that's considered an original, and it's done, and it's done now, and you know, I don't know what else they could have really done with it. We're getting to the end there, but you know, it's still done. So I just don't understand.
Well, like I said, like Love is Blind is probably costly as well. So like basically,
you're not taking Love is Blind from me. Taking Love is Blind from me.
What season is it at right now? Is that 6 or is it?
We are at 6.
Yeah,
6 just finished.
Expensive.
Oh, it definitely is. There's no doubt about it.
Season 7.
But you're never taking that from me.
Are they bringing like recurring or are they bringing like different actors? Every single. Not different. Well, different couples.
Actors, but different individuals. Yes, because they go state by state. We were just in Charlotte, and previously we were in. Yeah, we. Yeah, and I feel like this particular season. I mean, I feel like the reunion is where a lot of it is. A lot of the budget's going into. And then when you have people like Nick and Vanessa Lachey who are not going to appear for free, you know, but they were not in as much this particular season. Right. And then again, because I just started watching the reunion, when you have this most recent reunion, not only including the couples that are from this season or the individuals that are from this season, you also have previous people from previous seasons. So you're obviously having to give them a little something to appear on the show as well. So I feel like a lot of the budget goes into the reunion than it does in the rest of the season. Maybe even the trips that they take to after being in the pods can go into that as well. But, you know, and plus, Love is Blind / Netflix is being sued currently. So there's also that.
What? Love is Blind? Love is Blind is being sued?
Love is
Creator?
the production, and Netflix is being sued. We don't go into that right now, but they're being sued for not so great environment that some people were put into. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
It's not great.
Interesting.
But if you want to know, I do talk about it. Have anyways talked about it in my podcast, and I'm sure you can search for it and find it. But you know, probably mainly in the 5th season, the season that no one wants to remember. But yeah, it's there. But you know, there's also that too.
Right.
But anyway, back to the article. In the note, the UBS team raised their 12-month price target on Netflix shares from $570 to $685 per share, maintaining a quote buy rating on the stock. Shares of Netflix were up 1.5% to over $596 per share in mid-morning trading on the Tuesday of this article. In outlining the bull case for the streamer, UBS cited Nielsen data showing Netflix's share of US TV viewing rose to 7.9% in January of 2024, up from 7.7% in December, so slight raise. I would have been curious to know what that would have looked like on February 14th when Love is Blind came back. I feel like it would have hiked. Personally, anyway. And Netflix currently has strong pricing power relative to other streaming services because on average its prices are lower than rivals on a per hour basis, according to UBS. I actually understand that. I do understand that. And I get it.
Yeah. Netflix will always be like in my opinion, number one.
Always be number one, yeah. Always be number one.
No matter anybody that says like, we just unsubscribe because the prices are getting high, they will always profit.
You're never gonna get because even like when you have, for example, I'm gonna use this as an example, the cult Twin Flame. Have you heard Twin Flame?
No, I never heard.
Okay, well there is a documentary on Netflix about it. I highly recommend. Twin Flame. I think the one on Netflix is called Escaping Twin Flames. There's that on there, and then there was also one that was on the HBO. And from my understanding, I mean, there were kind of different documentaries. They had different people on depending on how they were kind of approaching it. But from my understanding, the Netflix doc was much better in terms of even production value than it was on the HBO version. So, I mean, yes, you can get, there's certain things that you can get on different streaming services. Like if you watch like Discovery Plus or HBO, you can watch like The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, which isn't anywhere else right now. You can't find that somewhere else right now. Chances are, though, you'll probably get something from Netflix sometime in the future, but it's there for that. But a lot of times you can get something that you see there. You can find something similar on Netflix that might even be better. Because 9 times out of 10, like for me as a true crime person, I always gravitate towards the Netflix docs more than any other streaming platform. And I love ID, but I've always been one to gravitate towards Netflix. I don't know if you've noticed, depending on what the things you watch, but some of the true crime documentaries that I've seen recently that have been, like I watched one that was based in France. There was one I watched that I'm currently still watching, that's based in Spain, that they're now doing translation over the people that are speaking. So now, before you couldn't have that, you would have to turn on your subtitles. Now you don't have to. You can literally just listen or watch the documentary as normal. That is now something's being offered because the money's there for them to do it now, whereas maybe before they couldn't. So that's interesting too.
Yeah, there's a lot of documentaries on Netflix that, from true crime to finance to you can go from romance to what?
Yeah, or just doing like movies or shows or whatever.
Movies, yeah.
If you want to go back and watch. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So I'm an anime guy. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah, like they ramped up on their anime, which is a good thing. I can't wait for Arcane season 2.
Sure.
You don't know what that is?
No.
Really good. Really good.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Listen, if you put Sailor Moon on Netflix, I'm down. Shut up. I'm so down.
I need original content. Like
no, I want Sailor Moon. I want Sailor Moon. You have no idea. I loved Sailor Moon as a kid.
I understand.
Give me Sailor Moon and I'm good.
Yeah, well, I need the original content.
I don't care.
You can't keep doing.
I want Sailor Moon. Leave me alone. Like if you put in like Magic School Bus on Netflix, I'm so down for that too. Give me Miss Frizzle.
Well, are you into like raunchy anime? Like basically,
No, I don't watch anime at all.
No.
If I want to see people have sex, I'd rather see real people have sex.
No, well,
or raunchy, if that's what you're using.
It's more like what do you say, like thriller? There's a lot of thriller.
Oh, that's not considered raunchy. Raunchy is
in
like,
a way, like
sexy shit.
I wouldn't say there's like covered sex scene, but like
well, because it's anime and
but like
and it's Japanese censors. That type of stuff. So
true.
I don't want censored stuff. Please, I'm a grown.
Oh yeah. But yeah, there's Blue Eye Samurai. That's a great one.
I've heard of. I have heard of that.
That's a great one. I
don't care though. I'm still not watching it.
Oh, come on.
No, I watch too much stuff.
It's based on a woman samurai.
I barely have time to watch the things that on Netflix that I want to watch.
Right.
So, no.
So good. But yeah, there's a lot of anime on there, as well as I like to watch. If we want to go to other than anime, I like to watch like thriller stuff, like something like what's the train, the Orange Train Express or something like that, something similar to that. The orange. I had to come back to that because it's on Disney Plus, but like it has to do with like murder. Oh no, Train Murder Is it Train Murder Express?
I think I know what you're trying to say. I
think that's what I don't know. I can't remember it. I saw it with the ex-girlfriend in the movie theater, and it had to do with like train, and then it was a detective.
Okay.
I was looking for and what's his name was in there? Johnny Depp was in the movie.
Oh, you happy at Johnny Depp? Okay.
Yeah, he was in there. Yeah, he was very good in there. It's a murder thriller mystery, and I like those types of movies, and they have like sequels.
Why don't you like true crime? Because
like
that's kind of the same idea.
Like,
even if like
is that a TV show?
No, this mean like true crime in general. Like that's kind of the idea, where it's like it has like this mystery element to it. Because especially if you don't know, like for me, it's a lot of cases obviously that I know. I'm like, okay, no, I've heard the story before. But for someone like you who hasn't even dived deep into true crime, that's part of it. Is like watching like a Dateline or whatever. You don't know what, even like for example, there's a documentary on Netflix called American Nightmare. I know the story as soon as I saw it, because my friend was like, have you seen American Nightmare? It's so crazy. And I'm like, no, I haven't seen it yet. And then I started watching, like, oh, I know the story, whatever. Like I really knew this.
I thought you meant the American Horror Story.
No, American Nightmare.
Okay. Right.
And I'm like, oh no, I know this already. I saw this on Dayline, so I already knew this. But I'm that for someone though who doesn't know the story, like someone like you, it is a true crime, but it's like no one dies in it or anything like that. But it's you're kind of guessing like what is happening here. So I feel like like if you maybe dive deeper into true crime, you might like it. Yeah, because it has a mystery element to it.
I would. I didn't
depending
like
on what it is.
No, I have no idea what. But I'll check it out. I didn't like Knives Out.
Well, that's a movie.
You heard about?
That's a movie.
Yeah,
Knives Out's
like
a movie.
The second one. I seen the second one. I didn't see the first one.
Oh, I heard Knives Out was
the first
good.
one.
Knives Out. Yeah, that's the first one. That was good. I heard that was really good. The second one, I can't remember what that one's called, but I heard that wasn't good. For me. It wasn't good at all. That's what I heard.
Too predictable. Yeah, it was too predictable. Like the guy was basically telling me like he was a killer. Basically, I was like, oh, okay.
But see, I hate stuff like that. But that's also like me too. Like even watching true crime documentaries or anything like that, I'm like, oh, this person did it. Clearly, that person did it. Like that's so obvious.
Yeah.
You're listening to like podcasts. Like, that person did it. I know that person, and I'm always right. Anyways,
yeah.
Because it is. But unfortunately, that is life. Like. Things are predictable, quote unquote, because art mimics life. That's what you know.
I mean, I mean, don't tell me. Like, keep me guessing. Like, keep me like on the surface.
Or if
like,
they're going to
like,
tell you, there needs to be a reason why they're telling you. Something bigger than the person who did XYZ isn't the big thing, then something else needs to have been bigger. And if there is nothing bigger, then yeah, it's gonna be crap. Like, I've seen that in like, I think there would show, I think it's Criminal Minds. They switched the script a little bit and actually told you who the person was. That's because, though, the reason behind or whatever other thing was happening was so much bigger than the person who was committing the crime. It has to be like that, otherwise it's gonna suck. Okay.
No, so the sorry, going on. I want to hold on. So it's Murder on the Orient
Express. Oh, right.
That,
yes.
That one was good in my opinion.
I didn't see that. I wanted to. I wanted to see it. Is it?
You would say it's a 6 out of 10, but I thought it was, when I left the theaters with my girlfriend at the time, it was, she just brought me to a new avenue of thriller. I was like, okay, all right, I want to watch more of this type of stuff.
Yeah, I like a thriller. I like thriller. Thriller is because it has like that slight scary element to it, but it's not like horror or anything like that. I mean, not that I have an issue with horror. I've kind of in my adulthood have dived deeper into, although I still have limits, but I've dived deeper into horror. I like slashers. That's just me. I'm not touching demons or anything like that.
Oh no!
I'm not fucking watching Conjuring. Forget it. No.
Yeah, I don't like dark stuff. Like, you can be dark, but like dark.
You can be dark with slashers, but as soon as you introduce ghosts or demons, I'm done. I'm out. I'm like, nope. It's too real for me.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. But yeah. Like Netflix has for the people that say that Netflix has nothing to watch, stop saying that, please.
Yeah.
Netflix has a lot to watch. There's a lot of things to watch on Netflix. Sometimes you might run out of things to watch. Yes, because like you see the things that you want to watch and you just leave it on for the next day, and the next day comes, you finish it, and then there's nothing to watch. There's a lot of things to watch on there. There's a lot of content they're bringing, and and I've been subscribed to Netflix since like 2013, so it's been
for me, I've been with Netflix years. I've been with more than that. 11 years, you're right. For me, I think I've been with Netflix since 2015. Got it when my ex moved down back to Jamaica, so he could have access to Netflix. But I still kept it after we broke up, and I revoked his access to Netflix. But I like Netflix, honestly. Like, I wasn't too sure about it initially, but it sucks to say, but no matter how much they rise their prices,
it's in my opinion, the platform's good. I know that it's a corporation, and corporations will always be will have its positives and negatives, but like the platform is really good for the common customer, and I'll probably most likely I'll probably be like a Netflix customer forever. So like I don't think I'm leaving. I'm not leaving.
And even with me or whatever, like, time comes and there's kids involved in my life or whatever, Netflix is going to be great for that as well. So there's that too. I'm never letting my children go on YouTube because of some shit that happens on YouTube sometimes. It's never gonna happen.
I mean, like, they have guidelines on YouTube, like, so they won't let some stuff. Sorry,
Momo is always going to be in my mind. That's some shit.
Momo? Who's Momo?
I would do not Google Momo right now because you're gonna get nightmares.
It sounds
Momo.
like a character from Sesame Street.
No, I wish it was. It's definitely not.
Okay.
I would Google Momo in the daytime.
Right.
And be completely terrified for the rest of your life.
Okay. And,
it's clearly some sick person who just wants to fuck with children, but oh, I see in my head. I can't anymore. I can't say it anymore. Let's continue. The analyst firm estimates Netflix price per hour of consumption at about 30 cents per hour on ad-free tiers versus 56 cents per hour for Hulu, 58 cents per hour for Peacock, 73 cents per hour for Disney Plus, yikes, and 81 cents per hour for both Max and Paramount Plus. Meanwhile, Netflix is in the main beneficiary of structural changes in media. The analyst wrote in the note, traditional media companies, as their linear TV businesses have declined, have shifted to focus on profitability and streaming, which we have seen that happen.
Right.
As the UBS team wrote, quote, the new playbook includes 1, price increases, 2, platform consolidation, 3, library curation, with attendant asset write-downs. Don't know exactly what that means. 4, cuts to content spending, adjusting for strike-related declines in 2023, which we obviously affected everything.
I wonder how companies cut costs in terms of product. That's got to be hard.
Oh, it's hard
on the workers too.
Oh, it's hard. Yeah, expensive.
Yes, it's expensive, and then you cut, and then the workers have to work possibly a little bit double the workload. So yeah, go ahead.
And 5, a renewed focus on content licensing. So, quote, as the objective in streaming shifts from subscriber growth to profitability for the traditional media companies, we see Netflix as the ultimate beneficiary of these industry rationalization. Also Tuesday, UBS upped its estimates for Netflix net subscriber ads in 2024 from 18 million to 20 million. So that's the subscribers are increasing up 2 million. Quote, to reflect continued momentum in subscriber trends, upside to average revenue per membership, and higher operating leverage. The company added 29.5 million net new subscribers in 2023, up from an annual average of what that was. So that is what's kind of happening with Netflix. So I don't know exactly what the increase is going to be, but expect there is going to be an increase.
It's going to be one in 2024, and it's going to be the next one in 2025. I wonder if Netflix is looking on to different ventures other than just their platforms. Like, are they looking into making theaters in certain states so they can make some money?
Theaters? Because, what do you mean by theaters?
Disney, putting their movie in their own theaters. Like, just saying that if
so basically doing what most production companies do in terms of a Miramax is going to have their movie available in cinemas or whatever, right? That's what you're talking about.
I mean, no, have their own how not cinema, I mean Cineplex, AMC,
but those are theater companies. Those are not connected to a streaming service or any other.
I know, but I wonder if like Netflix is looking into like other avenues such as that.
But why would they do that when no one else has? Like no
like
company in production has done that. Like, I don't know how that would be beneficial for them. What would be beneficial is putting.
I think
let me finish with putting movies in theaters, like any other company does. But that is not Netflix, though. They're a streaming service.
They changed their mind. They did say in the past that they're no longer an ad-free platform. Or they were an ad-free platform.
But that's because other streaming services who have come after them have included ad tiers. Like, for example, Discovery Plus has an ad tier, which I don't have. I have ad-free. But they have come out with ad tier. There's, I think Hulu does too. Prime has come out now with ad tiers, which is annoying as hell.
Disney's looking into it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what's happening, right? But these are all streaming services that have come after Netflix. So, Netflix is now jumping on the bandwagon. But that doesn't change the fact that they're still a streaming service, no different than any other service. And their content is meant to only be streamed on Netflix. If it's working for them, why would they ever change that?
I mean, like Disney has the theme parks.
Disney has had theme parks for a very long time.
Yeah, like they have different streams of avenues. Same with Apple.
They always have. You gotta remember, Disney didn't start as a streaming service.
Yeah.
Disney has been around since the 40s, right? In its infancy. And it goes way beyond them being a streaming platform, because they're not. They have a streaming platform, but they didn't start off that way.
Oh, Netflix did. I know that. Yeah. That's why I was saying that, like, basically, I wonder if you're looking at other, so it doesn't, like, keep on.
I just don't see them
increasing, because they do have a restaurant. They do have one restaurant somewhere. I don't know if they're looking to expand on that.
That's weird.
But yeah, I know, it's really weird. It's like
really
one
weird
restaurant. I know. But I don't know if they're looking to expand on that that avenue. But
personally,
hopefully they look into. Go ahead.
Personally, I feel like if it's not broke, don't fix it. Netflix isn't in a place where they need to expand in that sense. Because I feel like that's just coming out of what they are. They are streaming platforms. I just don't see them branching away from that. It's not like Paramount or Disney or Discovery, for that matter. These companies didn't start off as streaming services. These companies were well-established companies long before they were streaming anything. So that's different. Whereas Netflix started off as a streaming platform. They are the first of its kind. So I don't know if I see that being, maybe if they're struggling, they could. But I don't see them doing that now, because clearly they're not struggling.
They're not struggling at all. But like if they're, I don't know, like raising prices every year. I understand like production is expensive. But
it is.
But
actors are expensive as well.
I would.
And I think honestly, their pricing just increasing could very well be for the fact that they're not trying to compensate for the fact that we are trying to pay the artists more. Which, I mean, it's annoying for me, the person who has to pay more, but as long as my money is going in towards post production, production, whatever, then fine. I'm okay with that. But if my money's going to go towards you creating another restaurant, I'm going to have problems. So,
I mean, if it comes with the content, then
no.
Then yeah.
How's that going to benefit me?
You don't think?
Here in like, the whole of Ontario, how's that going to benefit me?
Like it. I mean, if you go to the restaurant,
why would I
just
do that?
watch it, like not.
I can Netflix and chill in my own goddamn house. Why would I do that? You know what I mean?
No, I don't know. Maybe because it's a experience. That's why. That's why, you go there for the experience, just like you go to a movie theater for the experience. You don't just sit there. Like, it's different. Like, when you go, I always tell people, like,
I barely like going to the cinema.
Huh?
I barely like going to a cinema.
Oh, I like going to the movie. I like going to the movie theaters, to be honest. When I watch a Marvel movie,
Depends on the Marvel movie.
Well, yeah, I won't wait. I will go to the theater.
There is no movie that I'm like itching to, like, it depends, again, like I said, depends on the Marvel movie. But there's really no, even just outside of Marvel, there's no movie that I'm like itching to go see or whatever.
I mean,
in the theaters.
The A24 movies are looking good though. You heard about those types of movies?
The what?
A24s?
Nope.
It's a production company that's making like original content now.
Oh, cool.
So like more like their movies are basically like more human, like involves like diversity, social issues, etc. Types of, and then like not like like superheroes and all that stuff, just more human types of movies where like yeah, those types of movies, like I've been like seeing the trailers of those. I'm like, oh, but they look good, right? They look really good. So like those types of movies I would go to a theater for. But yeah, I understand that you get to chill at home and watch a Netflix or a Disney Plus original or a licensed type of product, but I feel like that's not the same. That's definitely not the same. You can do it. You can do it.
Everyone's different.
I know.
Right? But for me, I'm perfectly fine being at home watching Netflix or whatever. And obviously going to a theater is expensive. So.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Yeah, theaters are expensive, but you're also, like I said, you're paying for the experience and being around, popcorn, and then
I can make my own popcorn at home.
I understand that.
I can skip the dishes and get popcorn from Cineplex.
I understand that.
I can do all of that. I still have the experience that I'm home.
I understand that.
I'm just
saying. Do you have IMAX?
But I don't need to have IMAX if I don't care to have it.
I mean, I like to sit back, watch it on a bigger screen. I don't have a huge screen at home. I could get one, but that's too expensive. That's like $3,000. I'm not.
But also
getting something like that.
But also, like, there's some people who are sensitive to that, right? Who,
true.
Like my mom, for example, she's sensitive to that. Even like a 3D movie, you can't go see a movie now without being 3D.
I
don't hate 3D movies, but like
I hate them.
But my mom sometimes can't watch the 3D movie all the way through with the classes. Sometimes she needs to take them off or whatever. And I mean, 3D has evolved so much. It's not like back in the day where you had the red and blue on each side.
Oh yeah.
What would I say to myself?
I mean,
but
it has. Yeah, 3D film has gotten worse, in my opinion. It has gotten worse. Like, I don't know if production companies don't know how to make a 3D movie, but oh my god, it's gotten terrible. Just like I rather have them, the original, the standard. I just go with the standard. Sometimes I do a mistake and just like see a 3D. I'm wondering like, why am I watching this in 3D? I look at the ticket and be like, oh, damn it. I got it in 3D.
No.
So,
I mean, 3D is kind of, the way to go these days.
Yeah.
Every movie's in 3D.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but yeah, um, Netflix, Disney, and YouTube are the big three. I would say YouTube's more for original content.
You can get anything on YouTube.
Yeah,
you can get anything on YouTube.
Like I educate myself on YouTube mostly. So those are the big three. And then Disney Plus, if you just want like Disney content, like all over.
Not even just Disney content. You can get anything on Disney.
Yeah, true.
Anything on Disney.
Yeah, anything that's Disney. And then Netflix, you just get like everything that's like Netflix, to some licensed stuff, and then some of their originals as well. So, those are the big three for me. I don't know what the big three for you is.
I would say the big three for me would be the Netflix, Disney, and I'm probably gonna say Discovery Plus because I probably use it the most.
Okay.
But yeah, I would probably say those are probably my top three.
True.
I mean, honestly, I don't have much others. So I think I have Prime still. I use Prime.
Yeah.
But
when is the space? Remember what's the space thing called? What's the space company called? The one that NASA. They're supposed to be coming out with a streaming service. How do you?
I heard that. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know what the hell they're gonna stream.
No, there's lots of stream. Like space. Are you kidding?
Space
movies,
space
movies, shows,
NASA.
Yeah, or documentaries too. You can do Mars, Venus, Pluto, the black hole, Milky, lots.
The super massive black hole. And if anyone's saying that particular line, you're my people.
Yeah.
You probably don't understand, but it's fine. It's fine.
Let me see.
If you are a Twilight fan and you sung that with me, you're my people.
Okay. Yeah.
There is literally a song called Supermassive Black Hole. That's why I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, there's lots of they can like, tell them stories and
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Yeah. So this conversation was pretty good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely went off on a tangent, but it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this ends the Next Tape podcast. The Next Tape podcast is available now on all podcast platforms. We also have a website called solo.to/Next Tape podcast. Where else are we at, Tanyka?
We are on Facebook and Instagram at Next Take Podcast, and Twitter and TikTok at Next Take Pod.
Yeah. Contact us at our email. Our email is MikelTanyka@gmail.com. So that's MikelTanyka@gmail.com. So we talked about good amount of stuff in this episode, in this bonus episode. We talked about Bath and Body Works.
The Body Shop.
I keep mixing them two up. I'm like, what's the difference?
There's a difference.
Yeah, there's a little difference. And then we talked about almond milk versus oat milk. Is that right?
Oat milk, yeah.
And then Netflix raising their prices.
Which obviously we don't have a definitive answer as to what that's going to look like. But we can keep on top of that and we can update you as time goes on. We're only 3 months into 2024, so,
Well, technically,
comes out, we're 5 months into 2024.
5 months into 2024.
We're only, that's true.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
No, it's okay. You're good.
We're still in March, guys.
Yeah. But yeah. That's about it for this episode. Anything else you want to add, Tanika, or you're pretty much good?
I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm Mikel, and
I'm Tanyka.
we're out until next week. Peace.
Bye.